In this video, traders, we're going to talk about how we get on a market that is just relentlessly being sold into intraday. Stay tuned. Hey guys, warm welcome to you. All right, so then we're looking at certain things, and I use that, that's a really good template to kind of follow. Does it always work? No, of course not, but it's a nice framework and a roadmap. And one of the things that that you can kind of take from that, not quite the same, but sometimes when stocks are in this situation where you've got a real brutal downtrend. I'm watching this lift for a while. I don't like the idea of it. I use Uber, but I don't have Lyft here, but I use Uber. I like the idea of it from a commercial perspective, but the chart, I don't like the chart with the lockdowns and stuff. I feel like this has just got a real headwind. Anyway, and my bias aside, the chart's negative. The chart's looking poor. We're now breaking to multi-month lows, and we're nearly about to kind of put Corona, not far off Corona panic lows. So I'm looking to get short on this trade, on this stock. It's pushed down, and textbook guys, you're gonna have guys telling you they got short on this gap and they've ridden it all the way down. If they've done that, fine, hats off to them. If that's a genuine trade, a lovely trade. Hope they stay in it. And kind of cover it under the 20s. For me, I'm waiting for a trigger to get in. I have a filter and a trigger. That's my process. Talk about that so many times, guys, and it served me well. Stops me taking substandard trades. Stops me getting sucked into nonsense. And I've just done a video which is going to be uploaded soon. I talked about how sometimes you get a little bit, that's disappointing. I missed out on that. But you just got to be strict with your rules and your strategies and your core values. It's your core values as a trader to help keep your mind focused on not chasing stuff. Anyway, this lift, really wanted to get short on this, but I just haven't got a trigger. And when you see it down at 23, when it's at 26, you go, right, it is what it is. And maybe you can argue to do some more work on the side of trying to find a trigger, but I think it's only if you're really dropping the ball on a lot of stuff. Anyway, what am I really looking for? So when we've extended away from the VWAP, I'm in the perfect world. I'd love this to come back to the VWAP around lunchtime. I'd love to see that there around that level and start to fade again. Even do a little spike, because then, you know me guys, I like to quantify that risk. I like to see that, people call it a pin bar, the spike, the wick, the tail, whatever you want to call it, over a key level and reverse. Because then I can put my stop loss there. I can look for a short entry. I can have a target of fresh lows. If it closes at lows, I can hold it for multiple days. It ticks every single box. I am all over these kind of things. Weakness on a daily. It's my filtering process. Weekly on the daily, passing the checks for that. Weekly intraday on a 15-minute or whatever time frame you want to look at. 60 or 15. Check. Price action looks great or weak. Great on the weak side. Intraday is setting up broken levels. Now I need a trigger. If I don't have that trigger, I am not going to get into the trade, because all I'm going to end up doing is selling at lows. It's going to push back up $1 on me, roll back over. It'll spit me out. It'll take my dollar loss multiplied by the share size, obviously, and it will go back to lows. I want to be the person who's fading that move, so I'm very strict with it. And this just didn't happen today. It just didn't happen. I'm waiting for it to pull back, waiting to get on the trade. I like the idea of it, and I just didn't get it. And it's just ground and ground lower. Now, you're going to get people who say to you, well, you just say sell the new low, sell the new low. And that's fine. If that's your strategy, then that's absolutely what you should do. If your strategy is to sell into fresh lows after a specific set of criteria, then great. And if that's yours, then maybe you could share that, guys, in the comment section below, how you would get into this, because we're, everyone here is watching to learn. All trying to become better, whether we're trading for trying to get a 7-figure year, or whether you're trying to get your first 5-figure year, or just become profitable. Doesn't matter. So the point of this is that it's again about being very disciplined about what you're trying to do, and I appreciate that comes with experience, guys, but you can do some work on it as well, and something that's on this discipline. But is it frustrating? Yes. But okay, let's go back to the kind of the initial point of it. What would I look for? So the first thing is that I push back to the VWAP and a rotation over. Great, stop on there. I'll look for fresh lows, and if we close at lows, I'll look for a multiple day follow through. Mindful though, this is day 1, day 2, day 3. You don't want to be overstaying your welcome. If it flushes at the open, I'd probably trim a lot of it and see where it goes, and expect it to put in maybe a little bit of a wick and maybe a green close. But it is what it is. So there's that. The other way of doing it is to kind of go on to a an oscillator type indicator. So something like an RSI. Let's use an RSI. You guys know, could be RSI, could be stochastics, could be CCI. Any more I've forgotten, chuck them in the comment section below. And so what you're doing is you're waiting for either an overbought condition, which is, yeah, you know what, sometimes you're not going to get it, but something that kind of goes maybe at least above 60, and often I use this on a 3 minute, I have to say. You know, if you're using a 3 minute, then you can wait for overbought. Let me just get rid of that. If you're on a 3 minute, you can wait for overbought. If you're on a 5, you're probably not going to get it. And if it does, you probably don't want it. The idea is that you get, obviously, all the filters I talked about, the price action on daily, the intraday, the gap down, the lower, the grind. Then when it kind of rotates back up, and I like the lunchtime period as well. I won't go into details about that specifically, but I like that as a reversal time. You know, if this is ground up and started to kind of push to some sort of mean, for me it's a VWAP, could be moving average for you, that's fine, and we see the RSI in the overbought condition roll over, then that's another way of doing it. You're combining short-term resistance, and again, if you had a specific level that you could draw on, then great as well. If you didn't, fine, moving average or VWAP. But you're using the RSI as a turning point and say, right, first overbought condition after a prolonged period oversold, and then you're hitting that short, and then you're looking for a revisit to low. So you've got the pullback to a specific level like the VWAP at a wick through, perfect. Or this is where you can use your indicators like your RSI, your CCA, your stochastics, go down the time frames a bit, look for the first overbought condition in the case of a sell, or first oversold in the case of a buy, wait for that to unwind and start to curl back over into the neutral territory, take that, frame your trade against that prior high or prior low. Didn't get it this time. I don't think I'll be chasing it on day 3. I'll have to just dismiss this and screen for more stuff as it comes along. If you like this kind of stuff, guys, a thumbs up is much appreciated, as obviously your comments, shares, likes, subscription. But take care, guys. See you next one. Bye bye.